welcome to another Qwiktro. It is I, your host, as always, Tristan J, your examiner extraordinaire. So today we're going to be looking at Kuni, the joint collaboration between Level 5 Studios and Studio Ghibli. So right off the bat here, I'm going to be showing you mechanics, and as you can see, I'm going through all my Pokemon. Now they're not Pokemon, but they're called familiars. Now these little guys, basically, you got your main hero, Oliver here. He was swept into this another world, basically another dimension, with that magical fairy behind you, Mr. Drippy. And he was all like, yeah, you need to help save the world and whatnot, because you're a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizzy, Oliver. Basically, so you're whisked away, and then there's magical adventures. And basically, you use these familiars to battle for you. Now, Oliver and the other characters can use their own skills, but it's pretty much you want to use the familiars a little bit more. Now, the stuff I'm looking at here is quests. So there's obviously lots of quests to do. You can basically, by doing quests, you get rewards and stuff, and it's all cool. You get skills from, you get rewards. It's very helpful. Now, this is the Wizard's Companion, and if you pre-ordered the game, you got this in the special edition, I should say. And it's the exact same thing in the digital version as it is the whatever version. But it's so cool that you can actually look at the book in this game, and it's just so well detailed. That's the thing about Ni Kuni. It is such a vast, colorful world, and so just everything is so detailed. It's just amazing. The telling stone is basically, you can look up past facts, little intros and bios and everything. But here are the three characters: Oliver, Esther, and Swain. And you can equip up to 3 familiars at once, and they can do battle for you to get back to that. Now we're in battle. I'll kind of explain it as we get to it, how you capture these familiars. But anyway, they can possess certain skills. You can equip the skills. You can feed them to increase their stats. Those yellows show that I have increased the stats, and the whites are I haven't put anything into them. Also, some familiars are more accustomed to other people. Like Esther has an affinity for... I can't remember what this one is called. I know that the one that Oliver gets, the sword one, he's a mite. And Oliver has an affinity for mites. And then this is, of course, an alchemy. Because what JRPG is not complete without alchemy? Now, I'm very far into the game. I'd say about 20 hours at this point. Now, at this point, well, actually, it's 21 hours specifically. But at this point in the game, I did not have a lot of recipes until towards the last part of the game, when I made it to about 40 hours, I had a lot of recipes. So, I mean, you can experiment, you can look up facts online, but let's just get to the battles, shall we? I just want to show you a little bit of the mechanics of basically your menu system and all that stuff, but now I want to show you how the battles work. Right now I'm at the open seas, and you get a boat a little bit ways into the game. And the thing with monsters is, if you come up behind them, you can surprise attack. If they hit you, they surprise attack you, and I mean, it's nothing new that much to video games. Anyway, so you can choose between the 3 characters, and then you can choose what familiar you want to send out. So let's go with Oliver. We'll send out the little Mike guy. So you select an attack from your menu system. They will go on an auto battle for a couple of wins, and then you can choose again. Like, this is a all-encompassing move that kind of pauses the game. Most of the moves do not pause the game. Oh, awesome! I was hoping this was going to happen. So when you're fighting monsters, there's a very small chance that they will like the way you fought them, basically. Then you can switch to Esther and basically serenade them to join your party, basically. And some monsters are harder to get than the others. The higher level you are, the stronger you are, basically, the better chance you will get these monsters. And it seems there are 400 types, because that little drop box that I showed you in the beginning, that was basically where you can store them, take them out. There's basically capacity for 400. I'm guessing that's how many there are, but that's also just how many you can have. You can have 400 of these plesties, I guess, but, you know. Let's name them... Yes, ReAction... Where is the O? There it is. So that's reaction, and let's name the other one Stabby. Devil. Oh, I know, yes. We'll name him Tomopst, because for my sexy podcast, it's just very devilly and whatever. So, the battles are a mixed, if you couldn't tell already, the battles are a mix between, I guess you would say, Pokemon, as far as the monsters go. This is the beautiful map, by the way. The Pokemon, the Tales of series, because in those battles you can run around and do stuff and whatnot. And then I would have to say a huge influence is obviously Dragon Quest, just the way everything is designed, from the alchemy to the quests, just to the design itself. It just feels much like Dragon Quest VIII, which also had just a brilliant world. And Level 5 designed that too. So I think they pretty much got a lot of help from Studio Ghibli in terms of the style and design and character art and stuff like that. And then they got their own influence on the past games that they worked on. It's combined to make this super mega awesome game. So yes, I'll show you right here. Oliver can use spells. He can heal, and then you can use offensive spells as well. And let's see, what else should we show? Frost, yes. And you basically get spells not by leveling up, but by story progressions in the game. You'll visit different places, need help, which the point of the game is there's this evil genie, or djinn, destroying the world. His name is Shadar, and then there's also an evil witch and a council of evil magicians that are basically ruling the world, and they're turning everyone, they're terrorizing the world. You know how evil people do. And then another thing that I'm not going to show, because I at this point I think I did most of the quests, but that's funny. This one, I named me out because Pokemon is cat. It's funny. So, but yeah, so there's these quests where people have these broken hearts, and they're like, I'm lacking enthusiasm, so you got to go to somebody else, and if they're have a high enthusiasm, you'll be like, can I borrow some enthusiasm? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, take my heart. And then you give that enthusiasm to the other person. Quest complete. There's different kinds of quests that I didn't get to earlier. There's the quest for, hunting monsters. There's the broken heart ones. There are a couple different ones, but it's very simple, similar stuff, finding stuff. Pretty easy for the most part, and they really don't get in the way. It's kind of like always the town you're in, there's a bunch around you, and if you need to level up anyway, you might as well do these quests, and it really helps a lot. But they're never encumbersome, and I always find myself really wanting to do it because the rewards are very good, and it just helps out with gold and whatnot, and you waste less time just kind of randomly grinding and stuff. Which this game does have a few difficulty spikes. I say as soon as you get the ship, there's some harder enemies. But it doesn't take that long to get out of that hump to get to that level up progression. It doesn't feel as grindy as a lot of JRPGs. Though a little bit. I mean, it is, still a JRPG. But it's super fun. I can't recommend this game enough. I also made, the story is awesome. The localization itself is, incredible. Brilliant voice casting, excellent story. It's a little bit slow in the beginning, but the pacing itself is well enough where it doesn't really matter that much. So I highly recommend this game, a perfect 5 out of 5. There's some glitches, and you'll have to read my review for that, but it's just an amazing game. I also made 2 more videos, one to show how awesome the bosses are, and a little bit more of the battle system, and then also some of the story stuff to make you see how good the localization is and how cool it is. Yeah, check it out. Boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack.